What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This has been a long awaited and requested video. We will be doing an NBA mid-season talk show. We'll be talking about biggest surprises, maybe disappointment, shockers. We'll just have a good chill talk about the first half of the season while we grind out some 2K. So let me start off with you, Michael. Who has been the most surprising team this season? It could be in a good way or a bad way.
I kind of hate to say this, but because I hate them myself, the New York Knicks, honestly.
Biggest surprise?
No, well actually, no. It would be the second best. If you want the real biggest surprise, it would
I
be
think
the
we're gonna say the same thing. Yeah, I
Utah
agree.
Jazz.
I would have never picked them to go ahead of the Lakers and Clippers, and even the Bucks, Sixers, Nets. Like, I would have never thought they would be like the best team in the whole league. No one saw that coming. But give props to where it's due. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's just hope they could do something in the playoffs.
This has to be some sort of mental health stigma of theirs after choking a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets.
They're taking it personal. They're taking it personal.
That has to be the big reason here. That's just my theory. I honestly think that's the reason why they're doing good. Like, really, they're like really surprising. Cause like, what? Listen, even the Clippers, I'll say they're even trying. That I can see that. I can see that they're actually trying.
Yep, that has also been my biggest surprise. Now,
PG's gotten a little better.
Who is the most disappointing team of the season?
Disappointing team. Let's see. The Miami Heat. You want me to be honest? I don't know how they start off like that. I don't know how they.
But they are getting it back together, and I do expect them to be right back where they were, contending for the East.
And
truly
the Boston
believe.
Celtics. I do not know why.
They're also picking it up, but
I don't know how they had this huge downfall. At some point.
They were losing to the Pistons, the Cavs, the Hawks. Like, those are unexcusable losses. When you have two all-stars on your team, like two studs, you can't be losing like that.
Yeah,
to teams like that. Like, there's no excuses to lose to them.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So I also agree. I want to say the Mavericks, but we didn't have a healthy Porzingis for the first half of the season.
They did good enough. They're not even doing that bad. And
they're like 3 games over, I think. Luka's playing at MVP level. He's doing what we expected.
Yes, he is.
So I wouldn't consider them. They were 8-14, and then since then they were like maybe 9-4. So like they've picked it up a lot. They've gotten back like over 500.
Yeah, that's
so. But the Celtics and Heat, they're just up and down.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's next?
What is your mid-season MVP pick?
My mid-season MVP pick.
This is probably gonna pain you to say.
I can't even say KD because he's almost been out. A lot of good choices. Let's see. Well, there's
a couple obvious ones.
There's first two I want to honorable mentions. Not even honorable mentions, but I think they should be in this. Dame and Luka. The fact that they were missing their key duos like Miss KP, and they did so much without their duos. So let me just say right there, and they've done so much. Like, they've hard carried. So
if they were a little higher in that conferences, because like they're in a very tough Western Conference, like
they are in a very,
that's right where I expected them to be. Like, I expected the Mavericks, like not with their record, but like I expected them to be like 6, 7, 8, 1.
But for me, seeding and stats don't really matter. For me, it's more
until
like
the playoffs. Playoffs only matter.
Until the playoffs, that's when. Yes. Other than that, they've done so much this season, and when it comes to season, the performance, the highlights, the more effort you put into your team, that's kind of what really makes you an MVP. So Lillard and Luka gotta be two obvious ones right there.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, you could say an honorable mention because. Yeah.
Like, I want to say KD is an honorable mention, but he hasn't played enough games. So I think I'll go with the same two. And if not, who else would be an honorable mention? Probably Beal.
Sure.
Probably Beal.
Beal. That guy deserves that. This guy really deserves it because he...
Get him out of that trash franchise.
Although Westbrook isn't doing so bad, you know, I kind of... Listen, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Your mic cut off. I guess while his mic cut off, I guess I'll just say... Harden and Westbrook, but Westbrook's performance on the Wizards is much better than his performance on the Rockets. If you want
worse, worse.
Worse? Do you really think it's worse? I don't know.
He hasn't been. Yeah, like his athleticism went down. Like he's still getting triple doubles and stuff, but like he's barely getting it. Like he's getting like maybe 10. No, he's getting like 19, 11, 12. Like he's not getting like his 30, 14. Stuff like that.
Yeah, but I guess you're right. But he's much more of a better teammate. If you want my opinion, I feel like he's much more better a teammate there than he was in Houston. I feel like he has more chemistry there.
Oh no.
Although Harden and Westbrook were the highest scoring duo last season, that still chemistry better there in Washington. Now speaking of Harden. You were talking MVPs here. Now, I know this, I don't want this to sound like bias, but this is actually my honest opinion. Harden, listen, I didn't even expect him to play this good when he came to the Nets. I thought, if you want my honest opinion, I thought this guy was going to, like, when this guy started off with the season in Houston.
He's averaging almost a triple-double. He's a top 5 MVP candidate right now. Like, all jokes aside, he's a top 5 MVP candidate.
And I thought this guy was washed. You know, beginning of the season, I thought this guy was washed and his career's over. But
no.
Comes to the Nets, this guy performs, like, literally, he's a highlight right there. He's performing a lot.
Even,
triple doubles.
You could say, like, sorry, Jarrett, sorry, Karras, but I think we won this train.
I'm sorry, but, like, Harden...
In the long run, probably not, but, like, currently, easily, like...
You want my opinion?
You're gonna win the finals, yeah? You're gonna win this one. Not the highest IQ playmaker.
But he has the best playmaking in this league. Obviously, best IQ playmaker would have to be Magic Johnson. I mean,
more like
no look passes.
I'm talking about currently. Well, currently,
just a side note.
We don't know who it is. But yeah. Or Stockton, or Kidd, or Nash. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a foul. Oh, foul on Troy. Oh well. And the Nets, I could also put them as a surprising team, cause like I didn't know, like with Harden, like that. How many games did they lose with him? Not that much. Like I was expecting them to be like maybe, I don't know, but I definitely wasn't expecting them to be competing for the 1 seed.
And keep in mind, 2 weeks ago they just dominated the whole Pacific Coast.
5-game on the road too.
Yeah,
against
precisely.
A very good Lakers and Clippers team, against a very underrated Suns team, against a banged up, inconsistent Warriors, and against a alright, not so good Kings team. So I can't really say the Kings, because
even though they have a really good rookie, Halliburton has done a lot.
The Grizzlies could probably beat the Kings. The Spurs probably can.
Oh well, that's
I wouldn't take that win as like a celebration win.
Jaws is still a great player.
Not to take anything away, like a win is a win, regardless. But no matter how you do.
Jaws still good, so yeah, easily he can beat the Kings.
I mean, but they got a lot of young pieces to watch out. But like, their expectations are like always like playing tournament 8 seed, but they just never get to it. Like, I do feel bad. Like Fox, he should be like the next player who might be on the move.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, they're thinking of Bagley, so...
Bagley's getting shopped. I read that before, but what pick was he in the draft? Because he's just been bad in the NBA.
Oh, Bagley? I
think he was second or third, right? No.
Fifth. No, I think it was fifth.
Nope. It was... Wait, was he drafted, when, 2018? Or 17?
2018.
Luka's year. He was drafted 1 pick ahead of Luka. The Kings are punching themselves right now. They are punching.
Huh, I know. They should be ashamed. They actually took him. Although, you know, I thought when the Nets picked Sadiq Bey, I thought over RJ Hampton, I thought that was going to be bad. Although they traded him. And the thing is, if they never traded Sadiq Bey, then that would have been awesome. That would have been great to keep him. Because, I'll be honest, this season, I've heard more about Sadiq Bey than I have of RJ Hampton. So...
Melo's on the Pelicans on this? Oh well, carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can continue.
Alright, preseason MVP. Well, like, current MVP. That was the topic. It pains me to say it. Like, no, it's not paining me to say it, but like... I don't know, like, it's shocking to not pick this certain someone. But my MVP, Joel Embiid. Like,
though I kind of was, Zion John. Katie's been sitting out for most of the season, so obviously I'm pretty sure the MVP's gonna probably go to Embiid.
well, it's probably gonna, but like, do you think he's gonna maintain this the whole season?
Of course he is. Look at this guy. He's maintained it so far. Mid-season, I think he can continue.
Yeah, but he's the MVP right now.
This is a Zion. This is a Zion Jot situation. Like Zion, I can
most improved player of the year. Zion. Speaking of that, he's an all-star already. And
Zion has been this since last
he's
season,
been putting up 30-point games. His defense has gotten better. His field goal percentage went up to like the 60s. Like, that's insane. Like, he's been doing very good.
I'll tell you, it was not MVP material anymore. That would be our him and Giannis. I don't know. Last season was a hype.
LeBron, he's still in the top 5.
He's still, but we actually. But from what we've seen,
Michael, Blake is going to the Nets if he clears waivers by Sunday. Oh, and you know that he's clearing waivers, right? No one wants it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
What, congrats? I don't like that idea.
Well, no, like, second.
But what about TLC? Who's going to be playing TLC? So what was that? What would that have to mean? Is Jeff Green going to retire? Probably. They might waive. They're going to waive TLC too. Oh my. Oh. I'm sorry, but if you're having bandwagon viewers,
you'll still have to pay him $75 million over like the next 3-4 seasons. Hell no, right? You're not giving him $75 million. He's not worth that.
$75 million.
Are they good? And per sources, Jordan might be on the move.
No, oh no, hey, come on.
You know, if they do a Blake for Jordan swap, I wouldn't be surprised. That's how dumb they are.
Remember, that's exactly what you told me back in the 2019 offseason? You said,
well.
Per source, DeAndre Jordan's going to the Pistons.
Someone didn't want to believe me. I could read the future. I called it.
You said that too. You tricked me. You were like, it says per.
Alright, who is your mid-season MVP?
Mid-season MVP, I really would, yeah.
Harden's up there too.
Harden's up
Jokic,
there
who's
too.
averaging an actual double, but Embiid, he's putting up MVP numbers. He's putting up 20 rebound games, 40
Yeah,
points.
you know what?
It's
I
gotta be.
hate to say this because I hate the Sixers, but it has to go to Embiid. Well, not like MVP like season MVP. It's mid-season MVP if we're talking. I would, yeah, Embiid. Although this man, I have a funny feeling this man's gonna keep it up. So eventually he's gonna win season MVP. Although I kind of wish KD came back, but you know what? Listen, if you come back into the league 90%, you're not expected to pretty much play all 72 games. Yeah, right? Like, you gotta set out some of them. Obviously, for me, as a Nets fan, I don't really like that. But, do what you gotta do, man. Alright? Listen, if KD has to sit out some games and just for MVP to win
If
MVP, I don't
he's
care.
out past the All-Star break, I'll get concerned. They said that he'll be out like around that time span, but like if it goes past the All-Star game, that's when I hit the panic button.
Concern.
Yeah.
Because I want.
You know what?
Okay,
But do you know how scary it is?
No,
I
because here's
still
what I want.
think if he's not with them, like God forbid something happens and he's not there for the rest of the season, they could still come out of the East with that.
They
Like
can.
because they were without KD for all of the games on that road trip, right? He was not there. You know what? They will still come out of the East, no matter who. Like if KD plays on or not, which I'm sure that he will.
Yeah. What I would want, and what I would suggest, if the Nets really want a chance at winning, KD, I kind of would agree if KD could sit out for the rest of the season until playoffs come around, because
Do the Kawhi. Yeah.
yeah, because if he was like doing what he was doing so far in the season, like missing some games, coming back to some games, this might even continue in the playoffs. If he would miss almost this rest of the season, that's basically almost all playoff games combined with like other like weeks of the season. So he should definitely be
Alright.
completely fine. And
Let's go
90%,
back
that's enough.
to the MVP question.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, Embiid, I'm sorry, but even though it hates me to say it,
You
even
got
though I
it.
don't like
MVB. Haha.
yeah.
At
well,
whole
yeah.
squad.
At Jokic. At Jokic.
Alright, let's see what Embiid's averaging.
Well, we already know he's averaging a lot. He's averaging some good numbers.
As a center, he's averaging 30.2 points per game. I think that's only behind Beal. So he's the second leading scorer in the league, and he's a center. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really criticize him for that.
Yeah, no.
Averaging 12 rebounds. Very good. Very
That's good, that's good. Oh my. Yeah. Alright, next. Whatever topic came next.
What else is there? I mean, like it's a talk show. Let's see. What player are you the most surprised and disappointed in? Not necessarily team. Like player.
A player?
Yeah. Or players.
Probably Tatum.
No, like he's scoring more, but his field goal percentage is low.
But he's not. Yeah, but he's not really performing.
I would say why, but I don't think I'm allowed to say it, Luke. Right? Yeah, cause I'm not even gonna say it. I don't want to get taken down.
Oh. Okay. I got it. Good at that.
But he got sick a little over a month ago.
Ah, yeah, well, that's understandable.
I was talking about, right?
Hmm?
So he even said he's not playing the same. So like, it's not really disappointing because like he's like, hey,
Yeah.
if you see my play is down, like this is why. It's not like his production just went down out of nowhere. Like he said,
Yeah.
hey, I have this, like in that. If you see a decrease in my play, this is why.
Yeah, no,
Basically like that.
yeah, yeah, I guess not. Let's see. Most surprising
In
and
a
most
good way.
disappointing?
I might say maybe PG. Because he's shooting over 50% from the field, over 40% from three. Points per game is in the 20s. And he has the Clippers right where they were last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kawhi's still the best player on the team. But like in a good way, I'm surprised with him the most. In a good
I
way.
would say.
Hello. Except in the playoffs. Oh yeah, no, what happens?
I kind of want to say LeBron, but like when AD comes back, it's just you can't really say that. And that actually, can I switch that topic for a little bit? I honestly think that what I've been seeing so far with the Lakers, they're not doing too horrible. But
Inconsistency. It just shows
LeBron,
like how much one guy can't carry a whole team. That's a
LeBron needs
perfect
80.
example. That's a perfect
LeBron
example.
needs 80.
But
Yeah, LeBron needs 80.
like the media tries to criticize him when he has the ball in his hands over half of the game. How are they still trying to like put it on him? Like there's 11 other players that your GM put on the roster. Like put the blame on them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like how
Like-
he's being criticized.
Like
But
he could
honestly,
get a turnover, and then everyone on Twitter would be like, "This your goat," and then they'll be like, "La bum, la flop, la fraud."
And then they'll say LaMelo is the best player. Speaking of it, you 12-year-old kids, LaMelo is not the GOAT, and he does not deserve the nickname Melo. The only person in NBA history
Well,
that
obviously.
deserves the nickname Melo would be
Carmelo.
Carmelo.
Only
Yeah,
if he has a
exactly.
car in front of his name.
Yeah, go ahead. These kids probably watching your stream, their favorite player is Mikey Williams, who's not, who by the way isn't even in the league. So.
Alright, Michael, your mid-season finals prediction is...
I don't know. Get back to me on that one. You go. I gotta think about that.
Well, when you gotta think back on it. You literally told me it before.
Well, what was it?
You know, the team in Brooklyn, the team in California.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
teams.
yeah, alright. Oh, yeah, for, like, yeah, finals. Alright, sorry. Yeah, so I honestly think, which I believe, the finals. That's what I gotta say. That's
I agree with you. I think that is also the finals matchup.
You know,
Barring
Midseason.
any injuries, I believe that should be the finals matchup. And honestly, like,
Lakers.
I don't see any reason why it won't. Like, it's the matchup
as it
people
should.
had preseason. It looks like the Jazz are slowly getting more bets. But I'm just not sure if they could do it in the playoffs. I'm just not sure. Like,
Sometimes, you
I'm
know,
not
a team
saying
like the
they're
Jazz-
a one-year fluke, because they're not. I think they're going to be, like, in the top 4 in the West for, like, the next years to come, along with, like, the Nuggets, and then, obviously, Lakers,
Thing with
Clippers.
first seeding doesn't matter. You could literally put a team like the Hornets in the first seed. They're still not gonna make the finals. Like, literally, they'll still do horrible in playoffs. You know, sometimes like seeding doesn't really match your playoff performance. As of course it's like you know, it's pretty it's like it's clear. And if you're a basketball fan, you know that your stats, your playoffs never factor your like seeding. So, yeah. Oh no, the Warriors, come on. They don't even have to play. Inconsistent team. So.
Alright, we'll just close it out like this. My NBA champion, the Trey,
Brooklyn
Michael, Jumbo. Your 2021 NBA champion is the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
I don't see anyone stopping that offense, and if their defense could improve, it might be a 5-game series.
What I kind of was just thinking of is, you know, Steve Nash has worked miracles for Harden when he was washed. Maybe he'll work miracles for what's his name?
Blake.
For Griffin. Yeah,
I mean,
for Blake.
maybe it's not going to be so bad after, but
yeah, maybe it's not going to be.
I'm not sure.
But Trey, yeah, me neither. That's the kind of that's scary.
Alright, that's going to do it for the stream. If you did enjoy, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next